Hope you have joined me today on this exciting day where the Bank of Canada makes its interest rate announcement today. Big day for all Canadians, obviously. I find it exciting personally because as a mortgage broker, I get really pumped up about any changes in the market. Morning, Alex. Good to see you. Thanks for the comment. I get really excited about any rate changes that happen. And if there's anything ever that makes a mortgage broker excited is to be able to pass on the rates to their clients, wherever it is, either on their first mortgage that they're getting on their first home, or on their second home, or on their home that they're getting for downsizing or upsizing. Anytime you can save money on your mortgage, that's a huge way to advance yourself financially. So today we'll be having our interest rate announcement. It's coming out at 10 a.m., so it's probably already there. And I'll be talking a little bit about how this announcement will affect you, how it will affect your mortgage, and if you have a fixed rate, how it will affect your mortgage. If you have a variable rate, how it will affect your mortgage. I'll also talk about if the interest rate announcement will affect any other financing vehicles, such as car loans, credit cards, home equity lines of credit, and unsecured lines of credit. Once we get all that covered, you'll be all set until the next rate decision. So let's take a look here. This morning, I was seeing that there was talk that the Bank of Canada was going to keep rates the same, which is really interesting. Over the last, at the beginning of the year, they did lower the Bank of Canada rate, which allowed variable rates to go down for mortgages, and also home equity lines of credit rates to go down on mortgages. I'm just going to fix this here. And with that, it's made it cheaper to borrow on your lines of credit on your home, and it's made it cheaper to borrow on your lines of credit that are unsecured as well. So what I've been noticing a lot of people doing is they've been actually using their home equity lines of credit to purchase other things like rental properties or other items. So let's take a look here at the Bank of Canada rate decision. It usually comes out right after 10 o'clock. And if you have any questions or comments about this rate decision today, please leave a comment either if you're on Facebook or on YouTube. I would love to hear from you, start a discussion, and see what's going on with you and your mortgage. Or if you just want to make a comment about my hair, for example, because it's getting long, that's okay too. Anyway, so I'm just checking to see what the interest rate announcement is for Canada. Comes out right at 10. Let's see what it says. All right. And as I said, rates were, they were saying that rates were supposed to come out today as being not going up, but we'll see. So we'll just take a look here. Rate decision. Let's see if we can find this. Bank of Canada. All right. As you guys are with me here, we're looking together to see what the decision is. Press release. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Media advisory. Okay. Bank's website. So we're getting closer here. And here we are, monetary policy. Okay. All right. So the decision is in. The Bank of Canada will maintain its current level of interest rate until inflation objective is achieved, and recalibrate this quantitative easing program. That's a fancy way of saying rates are staying the same. The economy is not doing so well. Looks like Canada wants to get inflation under control, and quantitative easing. So what that is what the Bank of Canada has been doing, and if you are interested in this, that's great. But if you're not, I'll tell you anyway. But they've been buying all the 5-year bonds available from the federal government. So they've been essentially buying their own bonds. And by doing so, they've been pouring billions and billions of dollars into the bond market every month, every week, actually. And with that, it's been forcing fixed rates to go down because fixed rates are tied to the bond market. So you've probably noticed that fixed rates for 5-year mortgages were around 3% to just over 3% just a few years ago when they were going up. But now we're seeing fixed rates for a 5-year mortgage hit under 2% and go even lower. So with the Bank of Canada maintaining its rate decision to stay the same for now, we could see rates stay the same for the near to long-term future. Based on the wording that they're using from the article here released by the Bank of Canada moments ago, I see that they'll be still buying bonds actually at a rate of $4 billion per week. So that could continue to have fixed rates stay low as well. But in terms of how this rate decision affects you, how is this going to affect the market? Well, for fixed rates, we should see them stay the same or maybe go down further. Variable rates, with variable rates, this rate decision today is directly tied to your variable mortgage rate. So because rates are not changing, if you have a variable mortgage rate, your mortgage payment will not change, it will not go down, it will not go up, and your interest will not change. If you have a car loan, there's an option to have a variable rate car loan or a fixed rate car loan. I myself in the past have had a variable rate car loan. So if you are in the same boat, your interest will not change, your payment will not change, and you should expect that nothing will change going forward. For credit cards, they usually have a fixed interest rate around 19.9 or 26.9%. But if you do have a credit card that does have a variable rate, because there are a few of those, you shouldn't expect anything to change as well. If you have a line of credit that is unsecured, typically the rate is variable as well. Typically it's either prime plus 3 or prime plus 4, so around 5 or 6%. If you have a product like this, you should expect no changes going forward. And if you have a home equity line of credit attached to your mortgage on your home or rental property that you use frequently for either investing purposes or emergency purposes, you should not expect any changes for that product as well. So what's next? Next, well, there's another rate decision that comes out for December the 9th this year. That will be the last decision of 2020. But going forward, we can expect that rates will stay the same, if not go lower. And if you are a client of ours getting a mortgage through my office, and that you have a mortgage currently set up either at a variable rate or at a fixed rate, if you have a fixed rate and your mortgage rate does go down between now and your scheduled closing date, you should expect your fixed rate to either fall or to stay the same as well. I'll be able to lower your fixed rate before now and your closing date if rates do fall. If you have a variable rate mortgage that is closing and coming up, you shouldn't expect any changes as well. If rates change on the fixed rate side and you find yourself that you might want to lock in at a lower rate rather than keep a variable rate mortgage, because we can see that for variable rates, they might just stay the same for the next little while, give me a shout and we can convert it over to a fixed rate without much trouble. So I hope that this that information is valuable to all of you. Do we have any comments or questions? Does anyone want to ask about anything regarding variable rates, fixed rates, or how they're calculated or determined? And if not, then what we'll do is I'll end the conversation in a few minutes here, and we'll set up a new announcement for December the 9th. It'll be Wednesday, December the 9th, where the Bank of Canada will announce their upcoming rate decision for the Christmas break, New Year's break, before we break for the winter break there, and then we'll see what's happening in 2021. Again, no changes today, which is great news. Bank of Canada is continuing to buy bonds at $4 billion a week, essentially buying their own investment bonds from themselves. And because of that, fixed rates should continue to stay the same, if not go down. Which, how is this going to affect the market? Well, I could see this continuing to fuel the market going forward. Hey, Tammy, great to see you. Do I expect the rates to drop on December the 9th? That's a great question. And I do not expect the rates to drop on December the 9th. At this point, if things stay the same, then we could see the rates just staying the same. However, I could see the rates, the only way I could see rates dropping is if the economy gets locked up again. If we get, if for whatever reason, COVID takes a turn where we need to isolate again and lock up the economy. If that happens, then I could see the government stepping in on December the 9th and saying, you know what, we're going to lower rates again to just pick things up a little bit here. But I don't really see that happening. It sounds like we're keeping businesses open. It sounds like the economy is moving forward. Morning, Dave. Great to see you, buddy. It sounds like the economy is moving forward, so we shouldn't really expect too much change. But it's a great question. And it's really going to depend on, I think, how everything goes in the next little while with COVID. And I know myself, I'm really tired of hearing that word. And I'm sure you are as well. But that's really affected the mortgage market this year. And it's really affected variable rates coming down. And if any of you have a fixed rate mortgage in the 3% range, you may have a high penalty if you wanted to refinance right now to get a lower rate. However, it is something that we should explore, because even on my own mortgage, I tend to always go variable. But recently I locked in and I realized maybe that was a mistake. I went against my own advice. So now I'm trying to look at if it's possible to break my mortgage and go back to a variable rate mortgage, or break my mortgage and get the lower fixed rate. And I'm seeing that for many of my clients that are doing this as well, that even though your penalty could be $4,000 or $6,000 or $10,000 or $15,000, simply by refinancing your 3 or 3.5% mortgage and putting it into a 1.7 or 1.8 mortgage or 2% mortgage can save so much interest over the next 5 years and payments that $15,000 seems dwarfed by the amount of savings you have over the next 5 years. So something we can look at in your specific scenario if you'd like. I have a calculator I use for this specific purpose that I could email you the results of, and you can just make your own decisions from there. So again, no rate change today. I really appreciate those who have hopped on the call to watch. Again, if there's any questions, we've had a few good questions. Rates are expected to drop on the next decision there. So thanks for joining in. And if there's no comments or questions, the next step is, if you guys want more commentary from the Bank of Canada, the Finance Minister will come on at 11 a.m. this morning to make some additional comments about the Bank of Canada rate decision and about the monetary policy. But going forward, we shouldn't really expect too much changes with rates for fixed, probably staying the same or going a little bit lower. And for variable, we shouldn't expect no changes for any variable rate mortgages, no changes for variable rate car loans, no changes for variable rate credit cards, no changes for home equity lines of credit, and no changes for unsecured lines of credit. So anyone else have any comments or questions before I take off for the day? And we close this chat off until December the 9th for the next rate decision. I'll just hang out here for a moment. All right. Well, thanks very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have a great day. If you're looking to get in touch with a mortgage broker, you can contact me at 705-238-3479 or at joe@joebladdock.com. I'd be happy to take a look at your personal mortgage situation to let you know if it's better for you to refinance or better to stay where you are at for now. And if you're looking to upsize or downsize or transfer your mortgage to a new home, I'd be happy to help you that way as well. Thanks very much, everybody. I hope you have a great day.